So the man just came back in the house, and I had to leave. I'm standing over here by an empty parking lot by a Baptist church, and I'm gonna finish telling. So, and I don't need them talking about I was loud in their house and he over there laying on the couch where I was, where I showed y'all where he wasn't, with the cover over his head. And here they got their dogs out loose over here, and there's gonna be cars rolling around pretty soon. But I'm gonna finish telling. So it was roaches all over that place. It was unlivable. So I had to tell Breonna Wright to take me, SheronickA daughter, she's saying that was her daughter, to take me to Family Dollar. We went to Dollar Store, and where there was Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, Dollar General, I don't know. I think it was Dollar General, Family Dollar. We went up in there, and I went and got stuff to bomb her house for the roaches. I got bombs for her house, and I got a mop, and I got some cleaning supplies and everything to clean up that nasty ass goddamn house where she claimed she was living with her kids. It was roaches. It was so goddamn disgusting that I couldn't live in it. And then it was trash and food all up there where they was telling me they wanted me to stay. She claimed SheronickA and her boyfriend was living up there, and her mama was the reason why her house was so nasty. And so I spent about $20 getting that stuff, and then I gave Breonna $50 from the last money that I had. I gave her $50 to get the lights cut on because they claimed we couldn't live over there without the lights, and the lights was off. So after that, I went back to Shea house, and when I was over, Lord Jesus anoint me. So while I was at Shea house, they over there flicking their lights on and off on their porch and everything, trying to cause distractions or whatever. But anyway, Lord, don't let it. So while I was at Shea house, Shay was over there trying to starve me in her house. She said, they said I couldn't go back to Breonna's house until the lights was on, and that she was paying them, and that they was prepaid. And then she said that she was paying them, and then she went over there to so-called go over there with her kids to clean it up or whatever. And Shay was asking me to go places with her. Lord Jesus, anoint me. So Shay was over there starving me in her house, telling me that I could not eat nothing out of her refrigerator. And then she was having me watch her son. JT left, said that SheronickA was tripping and going off, and they was arguing, staging arguments, and I was calming them down and making peace. And then he left to go somewhere else, and he had bought me like a little thing from Burger King, and her neighbor, black lady, was coming over there from next door or whatever, and they was talking bad about each other, you know. I mean, Shay was talking bad about the lady from next door and all of that. But I stayed out of the drama. And then Breonna had brought the girls over there that supposedly she got into it with at the club and was talking about them so bad. And then they come over there and she was talking about them. I didn't even know them was the girls. And then they ended up leaving, which would have been another altercation. And then Shay was telling me I had to sleep in the back room with her son, who is mentally challenged or whatever. And he's a grown man. And then, so I was sleeping on the sofa, recliner sofa, and he was sleeping on the bed. And then she had her grandkids sleeping in the other bedroom. And then she was sleeping in the living room on the couch. And then she was going to see men, and the men was trying to talk to me. I didn't want to talk to them. And she was going to see men, trying to beg them to give her money and trying to sell her body. And then she was telling me that I could see a wig, and then I went and put the wig on, and I sewed it on my head, and she tried to snatch it off because I was looking pretty, and they didn't want me to be looking pretty, and I did all my makeup and everything. And then she wanted the wig back after I put it on my head, and I said, well, it's sewed on my head. And she said, well, you can't have it. You're going to have to give it back. And I said, well, I'm wearing it for now. You told me I could wear it, so I'll pay you for the wig. And it was a synthetic wig, and she told me I could have it. Then she tried to take it back when she seen I was looking good. And then so after that, she left me in the house. She kept leaving, and she left me in the house with her son that's mentally challenged. And Breonna left and went down the street with the dope man. And then she left me in the house with her, supposedly he sell cocaine. And she left me in the house with her 4 kids. With her, no, it was 3 kids at the time, because the other little girl wasn't there yet, the oldest. And then she was basically telling me I couldn't eat nothing out the house. I had given all my money to her and Breonna. So I didn't have no money to go eat, and I didn't have no money to pay my phone bill, which was coming up. So I was like, okay, I sit in. She left me in the house with her kids and her son without asking me if I watch them. And then when she came back, no, she did ask me could I watch them that day. And I was like, cool. But when she came back, I was sitting on the couch with her son, and you know, she had him over there smoking weed, and you know, she was trying to basically pay me out to be smoking weed and shit too. So all of this was a setup, and then I stood up. I couldn't stand up. I tried to stand up, and I was sitting on the couch with her son, and she was sitting right there on the other couch in the living room, and we was on the little sofa. And I stood up, and her son had to catch me. I almost fell, and her son caught me, and Shay was like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I'm starving." And my stomach started to cramp up so damn bad that I'm finna have to go to the hospital. And she was like, "What the hell wrong with you, girl?" You know, like she was getting scared. And I was like, "You told me I couldn't eat nothing out your refrigerator before you left, so I didn't eat nothing out your refrigerator, and I ain't ate, and I'm starving." And then she was like, "Go on in there and get you something, girl. I ain't mean it like that." And so I tried to go into the kitchen, and I could barely walk, and the son had to help me get up so I could walk. And then I walked in there, and I got me like a little sandwich or something, you know, and she had a whole bunch of food, and she kept saying, "Don't touch this, that's mine. Don't touch this, that's mine. You can't have this, you can't have that, la 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 la." And then so I didn't touch nothing. And then so I said, after this, I was finna have to leave this lady house. I can do bad all by myself. I'm okay. I ain't been finna be nowhere with people trying to bully me and then and fight me. And she was trying to stage altercations between her and myself in her home, trying to argue and be mean and nasty. And I just kept on being quiet, you know, and doing what she say. And then so Breonna had brought her other little girl over there. I didn't know she had her oldest daughter. And she was like 7, 8, you know, years old. And she had a little rat that they was gonna feed to a snake, and a black lady somewhere she had been staying with, some family brought her over. And the little boy was in the room sleep, Breonna's little son, not the youngest, but the other one. And they had went in the room, and somebody had knocked the rat loose. And the rat went loose, and Shay started screaming at the kids, let the rat loose. And then she called Breonna from the dope man house, and then saying that your kids let a rat loose in my house. And then Breonna came in the house screaming at the little girl in the kitchen. And I was in the kitchen, and SheronickA was sitting right there in the kitchen, and I was sitting at the table, and I was over there feeding her kids. I was feeding Breonna kids. I was feeding them spaghetti. They were starving them babies up in that house. And then Shay was cooking for them, and she was leaving, and then she wasn't feeding them, and I was feeding them kids. And I was feeding the youngest baby too that she had, and I want them kids. If the Lord would have gave them to me, I would have. I would have took them in with my own, because Breonna was saying she didn't want them. She was saying, "I don't want my kids. I'm so tired of kids. You know, I had my babies young, and my mama went to prison." Shay had just got out of prison, telling me all these prison stories about how she got beat up while she was asleep, and how she don't trust nobody and all of that, trying to go off on me and make that the reason as to why. And next thing you know, I was in there feeding Breonna kids, and my heart went out to him, because I had a son his exact age almost, and I was feeding him, and I was feeding the other little girl, and I was feeding the other little boy, and then I was feeding the oldest daughter when they brought her over there too, because they were running the goddamn streets, and they were leaving me there with them, and then trying to starve me up in there, knowing I was pregnant, and I didn't know they knew, but I know now. So let me tell you something else. So we was in the kitchen, and Breonna came in there, and I was feeding the oldest little girl, about to feed the oldest little girl, and then Breonna came up in the kitchen and said, "I told you not to let that goddamn rat loose." Boom! And punched the little girl right in the eye and blacked her eye. The little girl started screaming and crying, and I was sitting there, because I hate goddamn child abusers. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was pregnant, I'd have given her a run for her goddamn punch. Because that's a little goddamn girl. And then I started to cry, because I remember the time that my mama used to be slapping me all up in the face, and that shit used to break my heart. And my mama ain't never just punched me in the face like that. And to see this lady just punch her little girl in the eye and black her eye right on the spot, and she was light-skinned and she was beautiful, and Breonna was darker, and I was like, "Damn, that girl is beautiful, and you over there blacking her goddamn eye because you hating this shit, and you her goddamn mama. You don't punch no baby like that. You don't do no shit like that." And they started to stage another altercation by beating on your child up in front of me like that. And that was another altercation they tried to stage. But I just kept my cool. I kept my cool, and I ain't say nothing, and I started to cry. I started to cry, because that's wrong. And then Shay was over there crying. And then Shay was like, when Breonna left out, Breonna was like, you gonna go in there and get that goddamn rat. And she started punching some more. And then she was like, you gonna go get that goddamn rat, find that rat. I told you not to lose that rat. The little girl wasn't even the one who did it. You know what I'm saying? She was saying, I didn't do it. It was my brother or somebody else. I didn't do it, but because she was the oldest and they had her bring it over there, they just staged it to beat on her, to beat on the oldest one like that. And her whole damn eye was purple and shit. Beautiful little girl, natural pretty hair, and then punching all on her face. And then so Shay was like, when Breonna left out and went back to the dope man house, and the babies didn't have no pampers, boo boo all over themselves, no pampers. And the kids was sitting there hungry, trying to go outside to play on their own. And I was telling them, y'all can't go out there by yourself. And they wanted to go outside so bad that they would try to sneak outside on their own to go out and play. And then, I'll tell you something else. Shay started crying, talking about, I'm finna call CPS. And I'm gonna get CPS to come over there, to come and give me my grandkids to me because Breonna be abusing them and neglecting them and talking about she don't want them. And Breonna was talking about she had kids younger, her mama left her and all this nonsense. But Lord Jesus, let me get to the point. So the point is, she left the kids again, and Shay was telling me, you need to go in the room and sleep in the room with my grandkids, and I didn't want to do that because I don't believe in sleeping in the bed with somebody else's child, because then they could come around and say you did this to that child or you did that. But she was telling me I needed to sleep in there with them or whatever, and I did. And the little girls was getting up under me and they was screaming and they was crying and they was saying, please, can we sleep next to you? Please, like somebody done did something to them already. And then I was over there like, what the hell? These children acting like that for? What the fuck have y'all done? What have y'all done? For these little girls to be coming up under me, crying, talking about, we scared. We don't want to be here. We scared. Can you please let us sleep with you? Please hold me, please. And I've been a little girl before, so I know something going on. Ain't no goddamn they acting like that. Trying to my son get up under me like that just for protection, and your baby's just crying trying to get up under me like that. And so Shay was steady trying to stage fights with me, and I was like, okay, I got to leave. So the night that she told me to sleep in there with them, she got up and left and wore black and white and got up and left and wore a big old black and white little Illuminati witch hat and left. And Breonna was gone, and they left me there because I was finna leave. I already told myself my phone bill is due. Shay ain't doing shit to help me. Lord anoint me. She done starved me up in her house. She done tried to fight me about a damn lace front, cheap ass synthetic wig. Talking about it was expensive. I don't give a damn. It ain't human. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I'm finna go. I packed my bag up already. I already had my bag packed up to leave because I realized she must know that I'm pregnant. She's in here starving me. So I was like, to hell with that. And I packed up my bag and I was about to leave, and then I realized when I woke up that they was gone, and they left me there with her son, with Shay's son that's mentally ill. He can't be by himself. And they have been staging altercations with him. JT was staging altercations with him when I first came, and then Shay and Breonna was staging altercations for them to fight in front of me, and I ain't want nothing to do with that either. And this is what they've been doing. And so then after that, I was like, okay, what did I say? I was like, I'm finna go. So she left me there with her kids, and I woke up, and I had all Breonna 4 children now, and then I had her Shay older son there, so I couldn't leave them by myself. And then so I called by themselves. So I called Breonna because I had her number because I was calling her trying to see when can I move in, and she kept saying you can't move in because her mama was over there on some bullshit. She was like, I don't even know why JT even brought you over here by my mama house because my mama is crazy and everybody know. She was like, my mama be embarrassing me in the streets and be out there acting like a hoe and a damn crackhead. And she was like, all the dope boys, I know them, and then they be telling me what the fuck really going on, and it's embarrassing, so I don't even know why he brought you over here to even fuck with my mama. Lord forgive me for cursing, but Lord anoint my tongue so I can tell what they've been doing to me. So anyway, in their houses. So anyway, Breonna, I called Breonna. I was like, cause her son didn't have no pampers. I was like, Breonna, you go get the pampers. So she was like going to get the pampers. But I was like, Breonna, you need to come get. I was finna go, and your mama left. blah, blah, blah. But then Breonna called her mama and they tried to switch it around on me because Shay came back and was trying to make it seem like I wasn't being a good friend to her because she was trying to say, oh, I was going to my mama headstone because her mama had died and I didn't know nothing about her going to the gravesite to try to pick out her mother's headstone because you could have just told me that. But supposedly they called her out the blue and told her, but you still could have asked me and been like, you know what I'm saying, can you watch these kids for me? But she still didn't do that because I still would have told her I got somewhere to go. You know what I'm saying? And so when I found out that she was going for her mother's headstone, I decided, okay, I'll give her some support because maybe that's why she was acting like that. So she asked me to go with her and I was like, okay, I'll go give her some support. And I went with Shay. I got in the car with her, and then her 4 grandkids got in the car, and she dropped her son off at their family member house or whatever, and it was black men that was over there, and they was all involved, and I did not know. And so I rode with Shay in her little silver little car or whatever. I think that's what color it was. Little tiny little car. She claimed she just got that Boosie bought for her. This is what she claimed. And then so I walked... I was in the front seat and she stopped by a Taco Bell. She drove way across town from Trinity Gardens and then she went into a Taco Bell and got a little pack of tacos. And I had to try to make some phone calls to see what I could do to get away from her because she was talking shit the whole time to me up in the car on the way, trying to treat me like I'm some side dog, some lap dog, some bitch you gonna bully on the side to hang out with you, and I ain't that type. Anybody that know Andrea Jones, you not finna go get no female and then think that I'm gonna be hanging out with you and you gonna bully me because it ain't happening. I ain't finna let you bully me. I'll be out there fucking you up if you think you finna put your goddamn hands on me because you think you got a big old fist. I'll fuck you up. And so basically they was trying to get this woman to handle me like a little bitty ass girl in her car, and I was like, Shay, if that's the case, you could have just left me and went by yourself, you know what I'm saying, if that's how you felt about me, because she was talking shit about me. And she was like, oh, well, I ain't want to leave you. She was like, I ain't leaving you up in my house. I don't know you like that. I was like, well, if you felt like that about me, why would you leave me with your kids and your son? If you felt like you couldn't trust me in your house, who the fuck gonna leave somebody with their child if you feel like you can't trust the person? You being irresponsible if you felt that way. She was like, well, they was watching you. Ain't nah, fuck all that. So I was like, okay. So I started to call her daughter to see what was going on with the light, because her daughter had brought her baby daddy over to the house and they had spent up all the light money that night. She claimed she ran out the prepaid lights with the $50 I gave her that night with her baby daddy when they were supposed to be cleaning it up, and I was trying to come help her clean it up, but Shay had asked me to go somewhere with her, and I told Breonna I was coming and she was saying she was gone. And so then she was saying her baby daddy was gonna pay the $350 deposit for her to get the lights on. So I was calling her to see what's going on with that, because that was the only reason why I was still waiting at Shay house, because I was supposed to be moving in with Breonna so I could have a place for my son and for my newborns. So I was like, because I don't know if it's 1 or 2, but for my newborns. So I was like, okay, that's my business.